you want to know practice with the programs, reading process. First, we'll start the reading process, part 1. What is the reading process? First, you have data in the file. So create a file with the data. Okay. So take any data. Okay. So it doesn't matter. So you take any data. I'm just taking any data. So I'll just copy this from our blog. Same data I'll copy and paste it here, right? So it doesn't matter. Any data you put it inside the file. Okay. So this data I'm keeping inside the file. This I'll save it. First we have a data. I'm preparing my data in the file. So I am saving this into one of the files. Save as. So I'll go to the location where I want to keep. So C drive. I'll keep one folder. I'll create Java programs. Java file programs. File programs. Okay. So in this, I am going to save that. Input.txt. Okay. Input.txt. I don't need to give this. The save as a type is already text file. So input, just file name you give input. So .txt, no need to provide again. Okay. So I am saving this. My file is saved. You see, input.txt is the extension. So now my file is ready. I have data in my file. So now let's go and create a new package. File handling package. I'll create a right click on the SRC, new class. I'll give the package name also here. Both I'm creating at a time. File handling programs, and the class name is file input stream demo. Right? I'm using file input stream demo. So don't write file input stream because that's already predefined class. You give your custom class so that it won't complain for you. So file input stream demo, take the main method. I want to show you here a new concept, how you can declare object reference variable globally. Even though I don't need, only in the method inside I'm calling, but I can use that in the outside the main method. How you can declare object reference variable outside the main method. So I want to show you this concept. So let's declare all the classes. Say private static. Why I need static? Because I want to use in the main method. That's why I need to declare my variable as a static. So what is static variable syntax? Access modifier, static, and data type. So data type is a file class. Class also one data type, right? F equal to null. Initially, I'm declaring a null. So you import this java.io package, and then same private static file input stream. So please remember the data type can be a non-primitive data type also. All I'm using, any class is a non-primitive data type. So I'm using all the file class, file input stream class. So these are the non-primitive data types. FS equal to null. So I declared globally. So import file input stream class also imported. Now I need to declare which file you want to read. So from which file you want to read the data. So that also I'll declare file path, private static. So what is the file path location? It's a string type data. String file input path. Name I'm just giving like that, okay? So it's up to you how you want to give file input path. So and give the file path, complete file path. Go to the C drive, and this is the one, and this path you need to provide. So I'll give this path. And then I have to give file name also, input.txt. So the complete file location I'm giving. Okay. So complete file location you provide it. file input path. So from this file, I have to read the data. So let's go and start it. Now, first, I need to create a object for this. I need to assign to this F. And again, at the same time, FIS object also I need to create. I need to pass it to this FIS. I don't need to put a left side part. Already left side part I declared on the global name. I just need to call F, create object for file class, and assign to F variable, global F variable. So F equal to new file. So what is the file path? The file path is, this is the one, input file path. I'll just change this, input file path. Okay, I'm just giving like this. See, this is the object, how to assign the variable value, the global reference variable value through this. This is the very important concept. Please catch this. Before we used to create object in the same line. Now I'm creating globally. Why you created globally here? This F you can use in any methods in this class. So same object reference you can use in any methods inside this class. Not only here. So any methods inside you can use same object reference. One time you will create object, you can use that same object reference in all the methods. That's the advantage. Okay, is it clear? So let's move on to the next one. I will assign a FIS object reference and create object for file input stream class and assign FIS variable. Okay, let's go and only need to call FIS variable. So initially you declared a null. What will happen here? So what will happen now? After 12th line, the F value is replaced, null will replace with this address. What is this address? What is this address?
File location.
File location, input path file, sir. Java files program settlement.
No. What is this mean? New file parenthesis semicolon. What is this?
It is an object.
It's an object.
So F is going
object,
to
right?
write an object address location.
So the object address will store in the F. Not null. Null will replace and the object address will store. That is heap memory address. That address will go and store here in the F. No more null in the F now. After 12th line. The value I am assigning, that's what you need to understand. What is the assignment operator? So please understand assignment operator, what will do? The right side value will be copied to left side variable. Now what is copying here? Reference variable, I told you, reference variable holds the address of the object. I clearly mentioned in the basics of our first classes. So the same thing I am doing here. Now FS, new file input stream. And I need to pass my file reference. So this file reference, I can use it here. So this is the total code, how to create an object for file class and file input stream. So it is asking, this line is throwing. Please remember again exception handling here. See, a lot of basics and the previous topics are coming up here. Add throws declaration or surround with a try-catch block, it is asking. So I told you, the throws keyword is going to show in the writing the code itself. That means compile time itself. There is an error. See, the error is showing here. It won't compile. It's throwing a compile time error. This is the what kind of exception? or unchecked exception. What kind of exception is this? Checked exception, compile time exceptions are checked exceptions. So you have to, either I can use it add throws declaration, or I can use a surround with try catch block. So I'm using a surround with a try catch block. So this line is throwing an exception for me that I'm keeping in the try block. Okay, catch block. See catch block. Why it is throwing a exception? File not found exception. Suppose if this file is not in this location, I have to throw a meaningful message. That's why file not found exception is fine for you. So then let's write the code. Now I have to read. I have to read the data first. Int I equal to 0. So while, because file has a lot of data, I have to read 1 by 1 byte. So that's why I have to use a loop. So if one data is there, fine, you can use, you don't need to use loop, but I have to use loop to read all the bytes. So that's why I'm using a loop. First initializing my byte data as a 0, then I equal to, I have to read from fis.read method, fis.read method until what? The condition you have to write, right? Until the last line is null, nothing. So how you can represent the byte in the null format? So that is -1. So not -1. So until that, you keep reading and store in the I. So each byte you read from this FIS and store in the I, you're saying. So that how I need to wrap this. So I need to wrap this and then this. So again, see FIS.read is throwing an exception. Exception. See unhandled exception type IO exception. So IO exception is an example for checked exception. I clearly mentioned there are two types of exceptions, checked and unchecked exceptions. Checked exceptions occurs at a compile time, unchecked exceptions occurs at a runtime. So very clearly mentioned this. Please go and read this. A very, very important interview question, that one. So don't miss out all this, important interview questions. So add throws declaration. See now, throws keyword is adding in the method signature line. I have shown you very clearly where throws keyword will add in the method signature line. Any method, not only main, any method signature line, it will add. And then throws keyword after the exception class name will be there. So all this I covered. Again, I'm repeating the exception handling here. Practically, I'm showing here. So now the data is here. Each byte data is here. But I want byte, I cannot print it, right? So I want a character. How you can assign the byte to character, integer to character. So I want a character. Char C equal to I. So what is the, now again you're getting error here. This is again another basic. What is the problem here? What is the problem here?
Type casting.
Type mismatch error you are
Cache to character.
So you have to convert it. So why it is a type mismatch error here?
Integer
What
is
is
a
size,
bigger
sir?
amount. Size is bigger for the integer.
Char has
The
16.
integer you are assigning to character. So that is the reason you're getting a type mismatch. All basics again. So very, very beginning we learned the typecasting and you're using here also. So this basics will come anywhere. That's why I'm telling basics, you need to keep remembering those and it will be very, very helpful. And so I'm going to typecast it. Convert that byte into character. So you got the character, now print it. So I'm just printing, okay? Or you can use it anywhere. So this is all the data I'm printing. I just want to print because otherwise I can use this data wherever I want in my program. I just want to print here, okay? I'm reading this FIS file and storing in this here. That I converted into character. So then I'm printing that. Okay. So let's go and run this. Even I can use a finally block. What the finally block will do? Finally block will clean up activity which will do. So fs dot close. That's what I did. I told you finally block is used to close the streams, file streams, database connections, anything you can close the cleanup activity. That's what this finally block. See, try, catch, finally, throws keyword. Every thing of exception handling is coming here. All exception handling concepts again coming here. I explained, again I'm explaining here one more time. That is the data in the file, right? So this was the data. This was the data in the file. Same data you are reading here. See that? So this is the how to read the data from file to your program. So it was there in the file and we read that. So that's how to read the data from file. Okay, any questions here? How we can use a buffering concept for the same. So let's create this same thing. Copy this. I'll add same class. I don't want to change. Only extra it will add for you a buffered input stream class. So I can say buffered input stream demo. I'm giving a different name. Buffered input stream demo. So buffered input stream demo. So buffered input stream demo. So I'll create object for buffered input stream class. So private static. So buffered input stream BAS equal to null. Initially you can declare null, but make sure before using this BAS, you assign the value. So if you don't assign, what is the exception you will get? If you don't assign and if you're using a null variable, what will happen?
Initialization.
Null
Like
pointer.
previous class people, if the variable has a null value and you without assigning the value, if you use the BAS, what exception you will get?
Null
Null
pointer
pointer.
exception.
Null pointer exception. You will get a null pointer exception. All this we discussed. Please, focus on this. Very important. Buffered input stream class and pass the FAS object. So import this. Sorry, use so buffered input stream, and we already imported that. That's why it is not throwing error. Now you need to read from the FIS data into BAS now. You have to read from BAS, not from FIS. So use BAS. That's it. So obviously it will read the data bit faster than previous program. Okay, bit faster than previous program. So where we modified. Okay, this class is different and this class is different. Okay, so let's run this. It's very, very fast, but we didn't observe, but no, it will be very faster than previous class. So that's the how to read the data from file to a program. Okay, so then, so what left now? File reader, right? Let's move on to the file reader and buffer reader. So at a time I'll use file reader and buffer reader. So let's go on and read the data. And so I'll create a new class. File reader demo. So I'm taking main method. Again, we need this all these variables, file class, and this thing. I'll just replace, okay, the code. But I have to use instead of file input stream, I had to use a file reader. So just replace with the file reader. So file reader. So buffer reader. So just replace with the buffer reader. BR. Okay. So buffer reader. So basically I'm reading a large chunk of data from this file. Okay. So that's what we are going to do. So wherever you don't need that, so import statements, you can remove that. File input stream we don't need because we are using a buffering concept. File reader we are using. So file reader will read the character, one character at a time. But I want to read a large chunk of data. So complete string I will read it, entire line. Entire line means a group of characters. A group of characters means it's a string. A collection of characters is a string. So string data I will read. So as usual, again, you create object for a file class. So create object for file class and assign that object to F variable. So F equal to new file. So I'm going to give input file path. So the next one, create object for file reader class and assign that object to fr variable. So fr equal to new file reader. So you can pass F here. But it is throwing an exception. So surround with a try catch block. So that it will be easy for us to understand try catch and throws both we can understand. So BR equal to new buffered reader class. So you can use FR object. Now string str equal to null. Initially you can declare as a null, and while loop you use while because you're reading, right? Much data, that's why you have to use a while loop. So str equal to br dot read lines. Automatically it is appearing in the panel. So read line is not equal to null. It's not equal to null. So what you have to wrap this. This is the expression, right? That this entire thing you wrap into one, and this null lowercase. Lowercase. Okay. So then this read line is throwing an exception again. So add throws declaration IO exception. So throws declaration throws IO exception here. So everything again we are covering here. So right. So then directly you are reading entire line you are getting. So entire line you print it. No need of a typecasting here because you are getting directly string data. That string data you can print it. That's it. Here in the finally block, I can use finally block also. fs dot close. Sorry, fr dot close. And br dot close also, if you want, you can use br dot. Because br dot close, if you use the next no iteration, it won't. That's why I don't want to use br. So let's see. So the data, see how fast it is. So it will read very, very fast. That's how to read the data from file to your program. So I'll stop this reading process. If any questions, let me know. So we'll go for the writing process.